Hello students, welcome back to our next session, class 9th, subject social science. And today we are going to study chapter number 14, India, location, geological structure and physiography part 2. Students, let's start our chapter. Introduction. The landform which is regular and has some altitude on the surface of the earth is called physiography. It includes mountains, plateaus, plains, etc. On the basis of physiography, India can be divided into following physiographic region. First, Northern Mountain region. Second, Great Northern Plain. Third, Peninsular Plateau. Fourth, the coastal plains. And fifth, archipelages. Let's take first Northern Mountain region. This is an important natural region of India. It is known as the Himalayan mountain system spread over 2400 km in west-east direction in the north. It has an arc shape. Its width ranges between 240 km to 320 km. The Himalaya is not a single mountain, but it is a complex of many mountain ranges. Going toward east from Afghanistan, it extends up to Myanmar via India, Nepal and Bhutan. It has more than span in Tibet in the north. It is a part of mountain system known as the Pamir Note. Northern Himalaya region, Eastern Himalaya region. Let's first take the Northern Himalaya region. There are three mountain ranges parallel to each other. The northern range is called the Greater Himalayas. This is the loftiest range among the Himalayas, wherein there are more than 40 peaks which exceed height of 7,000 meters. Most of the famous among them is Mount Everest, which is 8,848 meters height. It is on Nepal-China border. It is known as Sagarmatha in Tibet. Other famous peak is Godwin Austen, which is the highest peak of India. There are three distinct ranges in Himalayas which are almost parallel to each other. In the Greater Himalayas, there are some high mountain passes such as Jalipla, Nathula, Shipla, etc. Mansarovar, which is considered to be the sacred holy place, is located in this range. Second range in the south of Greater Himalaya is known as spread as a wide range. It is called Central Himalayas or Lesser Himalayas. With a width ranging from 80 to 100 km, this range includes mountain ranges like Pir Panjal, Mahabharata, Nagibata, etc. Many hill stations have developed in this moderately high range. Some of these hill stations are Dalhousie, Dharamshala, Shimla, Mussoorie, Ranikhat, Almora, Nainital, Darjeeling, etc. Kullu, Kangra and Kashmir are extremely beautiful natural valley in this region. Third range situated in further south is known as Shivalik Outer Himalayas, and most of it falls within India. It is about 10 to 15 km wide and has an average height of 1000 meter. Peculiar valley formations have taken place in this range which are covered by gravel, stones and thick sediments. Locally these are known as Dun, that is Dehradun and Patli Dun, etc. Eastern Himalayas. Ranges situated in the eastern part of Himalaya ranges have lesser height. Some of them are more famous as hills. These hills and eastern Himalayas spread. Among them, Patkal Hills are situated in Arunachal Pradesh, Naga Hills in Nagaland, and Luhai Hills in Mizoram. These hills are located near the eastern borders and have their continuation in Arkanyoma range of Myanmar. Garo, Khasi, and Jaintia hills are in Meghalayas. Mountainous regions have more rainfall, so dense forests have developed here. As this is forested area, roads and railways have not developed much. Great Northern Plains. This northern plain is located between the northern mountain region and the southern peninsula. This plain is formed due to the alluvial sediments brought by Himalayan rivers such as Satluj, Ganga. At some places, the layers of sediments are about 50 meters thick. As this plains occupies very large area in North India, these are known as Great Plains of Northern India. The plain is about 2,400 km long. It is considered as one of the largest river plain of the world. Its western part is narrower than the eastern part. The plain is almost a level land. None of its part is higher than 180 meters from sea level. The plain is very narrower near Delhi. The Satluj plain lies to the west of Delhi while the Ganga plain is in the east. This plain is considered to be the most prosperous region of India. Important deities such as Delhi, Kanpur, Lucknow, Allahabad, Varanasi, Patna, Kolkata, etc. are situated in these plains. Sindhu River and its tributary Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Satluj originated in Himalayas. Generally, a region between two rivers is called Doab, that is, Du means two and Ab means water. Thus, the plain which is formed by the river is called Punjab, that is, Panj plus Ab. Most of this plain is in Pakistan. On the basis of physiography, the plain is divided into four parts: Bhabar, Tarai, Bangar, and Khadar. A small and narrow belt of gravels and stones lie parallel to the river from Sindhu up to Tista river in Shivalika foothills. This belt is almost 8 to 16 km wide. It is called Bhabar. The Terai region, which is more humid and marshy, comes next. Dense forest and diversified wildlife are seen here. The old alluvium in the plain is called Bangar. Due to consistent depositions, it develops a terrace shape which is at a higher level than the flood plains. The new sediments of flood is called Khadar. Peninsular Plateau. This is the oldest region of India. This region appears as an inverted triangle. Its average height is about 600 to 900 meters. Its northern part slopes toward the northeast, which is evident from the flow of Chambal, Son, Damodar river. The southern part slopes toward southeast. Most of its areas is south, hence it is also known as southern plateaus. As it is surrounded by sea on its three sides, it is called a peninsular plateau. Peninsular plateau can be divided into two parts. First is Malwa Plateau and second is Deccan Plateau. Let's study about the Malwa Plateau. Aravalli Ranges is situated to the northwest part of Malwa Plateau. Aravalli is one of the oldest ranges in the world. It is folded mountain. Mount Abu is the famous hill station in the range. It is very beautiful and pleasant. Guru Shikhar is its highest peak and it is 1722 meters high. To the south of this region, the rivers Chambal and Betwa, emerging from Vindhyachal, flow northward and meet river Yamuna, while river Son flows northward and meets river Ganga. It can be known from the direction of river flow that the region slopes northwards. The northeastern part of this central upland is known as Bundelkhand. Besides this river, Luni and Banas also originated in Aravalli ranges in northeast. These rivers vanish in the run of Kutch, while Sabarmati and Mahi rivers meet the Gulf of Khambat. From the flow of these rivers, it can be ascertained that the western part of Malwa Plateau slopes towards southwest. Rajmahal Hills and Shillong's Plateau are part of Chota Nagpur Plateau, which also includes Ranchi Plateau. Deccan Plateau. The Deccan Plateau is situated to the south of Satpura, Mahadev and Makal ranges, which are located to the south of Malwa Plateau. The northwestern part of the plateau are composed of lava deposits. On the western side, its border is demarcated by Western Ghats, which runs north-south along with the Arabian Sea coast. It has several local names. It is known as Sahyadri in Maharashtra and Karnataka, as Nilgiri in Tamil Nadu, and Annamalai in Cardamom ranges along the border of Kerala and Tamil Nadu. The southern portion of Western Ghat is more loftily. Generally, the average height of Deccan Plateau ranges between the 900 to 1000 meter, but at the few places it exceeds that height. Few isolated hills having more than 900 meters of height forms the eastern boundary of this plateau. This is called Eastern Ghats. It has a general slope toward the southeast, which is evident from the direction of flow of rivers. Except rivers Narmada and Tapi, which flow westward, most of the river of Deccan Plateau flow eastward and meet the Bay of Bengal. Coastal plains. Plains along the sea coast. Peninsular Plateau is surrounded by a narrow belt of plains from Kutch to Odisha. It is divided into western and eastern coastal plains. The west coast plain is spread from Gujarat to Kerala. Except in Gujarat, the plain is mostly narrow. It is very much undulating and is known as Malabar Coast to the south of Goa. West coast rivers have developed creeks as most of these creeks are submerged valley under the water. These are formed due to emergence of seashores. It provides favorable condition for fishery. There are many natural ports on the western coast, which includes Mumbai and Marmaga. Backwaters have developed along the southern coast of Kerala and they are known as Kayal in local language. East coast plain is much broader than the western coast plain. There is substantial alluvial depositions in the delta of Kaveri, Krishna, Godavari and Mahanadi. Its northern coast is known as North Sirkar Coast and the Tamil Nadu coast is known as Coromandel Coast. Archipelages. There are few archipelages in India. Andaman, Nicobar and Lakshadweep are major archipelages among them. There are many smaller islands in Lakshadweep and these are located at some distance of Kerala coast. These islands have a horseshoe shape. Such coral islands are called atolls. Andaman Nicobar Islands are situated in the Bay of Bengal. Here the number of islands is also more than there are situated very far from Indian coast. There are few mountain ranges, some of which are formed due to the volcanic activity. These islands are spread over 350 km and have a strategic importance. Thus, there is a diversity in physical features of India. Every region has its own distinct characteristic and yet all regions are interconnected. All of them have important contributions in the progress of nations and they are useful in the forest resource. Northern fertile plains are also called storehouse of grains. Southern plateaus is rich in many minerals resources which has enhanced the national progress. Many rivers with large volume of water originated in the northern mountainous region which is also known as for the variety of forest resource. First, rock. A composite matter made up of one or more minerals is called a rock. Rock can be hard as well as soft. They can be porous or non-porous and can be light or heavy in weight. Various types of rocks are found due to different processes. Rocks can be divided into three categories on the basis of their formation. Igneous rock, stratified rock and metamorphic rock. Igneous rock. The intense heat is in interior of the earth is responsible for the formation of these rocks. The interior of the earth remains very hot due to heat. So the matter here is the semi-liquid state which is called the magma. Eventually when the magma cools down, rocks are formed. These rocks are formed due to the effect of heat, hence these are called igneous rocks. In the formation of the crust of earth, these rocks were found earlier, so these are also called primary rocks. At many places in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and southern peninsula in India, such rocks are formed. Igneous rocks are most solid of all rocks. Granite is well-known example of plutonic rock. Basalt is also this type of rock. Stratified rocks. Igneous rock disintegrate due to collective effects of water and other forces. These are also known as sedimentary rocks. The broken rocks material is constantly deposited in the water and they form layers. This rocks material is deposited into different layers. The upper layer ever presses on the layer of underlying rocks which were formed initially and are lying at the bottom. And eventually rocks are formed with a different layers. These are called stratified rocks. Its examples are gypsums, limestones and coal. Coal and gypsums are obtained from Bihar and Jharkhand states. Metamorphic rocks. In certain peculiar conditions, the form, compositions and other characteristics of rocks are totally changed. Due to the combined effects of two factors, high temperature and pressure of rock strata, the igneous rock and sedimentary rock change into totally new form. These newly formed rocks are known as metamorphic rocks. Marble and quartzite available in Rajasthan are best example. Mineral is that matter which is formed due to organic or inorganic process and has a specific chemical position. Minerals are available for interior earth in solid, liquid and gaseous form. Minerals depends on geological structures of surface of earth. Minerals such as iron, copper, nickel and silver etc. are found in igneous rocks. Coal, mineral oil and natural gas are available from the stratified rocks while slates, marble, diamond etc. are available from metamorphic rocks. Classification of minerals. It's impossible to classify the minerals. However, there are more than 200 minerals. Let's see the classification of minerals. Metallic minerals. Precious metallic minerals: gold, silver, platinum. Light metallic minerals: magnesium, bauxite, titanium. Minerals of general use: iron, copper and lead, zinc, tin, nickel. Mineral used alloys: chromium, manganese, tungsten, vanadium. Non-metallic minerals: limestone, chalk, asbestos, mica, fluorspar, gypsum, sulfur, diamond. Energy resources: coal, mineral oil, natural gas, uranium, thorium. Important minerals: iron. Iron is mostly found in Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Andhra Pradesh, Goa, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Karnataka, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, which produce 60 to 68% raw iron. Manganese, mostly found in Karnataka, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Goa. Copper, Gujarat, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Sikkim, Maharashtra, West Bengal, Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Rajasthan. Bauxite, mostly found in Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Jharkhand, Odisha. Mica, Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, Bihar, Jharkhand. Lead, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Gujarat, West Bengal, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, Maharashtra, Meghalaya, Sikkim. Limestone, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh. Soil. We know that soil is the basic resource for agriculture. Beside agriculture, soil is also very important. Soil is a thin layer formed of organic and inorganic matter of surface of the earth. Soil is related to the surface of the earth in the same way as the apple with its skin. This thin layer on crust of the earth is called soil. Soil formation. Soil is the result of denudation of rocks. The rock surface is eroded due to factors like temperature, rain, snow, air, vegetation, and insects are in turns into powdery form. Thus it turns the land layer. In these layers there are gravels, smaller stones, pebbles, soil particle, etc., which are known as regoliths. It contains only mineral content. Then the biotic matter, air and water are mixed with it. Finally, soil is formed out of this mixture. The process of soil formation is long-term process. Soils in India. Soils in India are classified into 6 types: alluvial soil, black or regular soil, red soil, laterite soil, mountain soil, and desert soil. Alluvial soil. Alluvial soil can be divided into 2 parts, first Khadar and second Bangar. The soil formed due to the fresh alluvial deposit is known as Khadar soil. As the soil is formed due to the river floods, it is found mostly nearby the rivers. Generally, such soil is sandy. Soil containing oil aluminium in the upper valley region of a river is called Bangar soil. It is sticky and has a dark color. Alluvial soil is seen in many parts of the country. Their fertility is also different at different places. Generally, such soil is very fertile. It is found in Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, etc. Black soil. This soil is found mostly in Maharashtra, Western Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Tamil Nadu. Black soil is the gift of peninsular plateau. This soil is very sticky and fertile. It contains humidity for a prolonged time. It is formed from the metamorphic rocks and is very useful for cotton cultivation. That is why it has become famous as black cotton soil. It also known as the rigger soil. Red soil. Red soil is mostly done by metamorphic rocks and igneous rocks. The soil is porous and fertile. Such soil is seen in Goa, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, and Jharkhand. Laterite soil. Laterite soil develops as a result of excessive erosions by rain. Due to heavy rain, the humus contains from the top soil descend into the lower strata, which is called leaching. As the soil contains less humus, it is less fertile. The red sandstones contain iron and aluminium. The erosion of these rocks results into red color. Such soil is found in mountainous region of Deccan, Karnataka, Kerala, Odisha, and some parts of northeast. Mountain soils. Humus contains is more due to the forest, although it differs from place to place. Such soil on Schiolic range is less fertile and less developed. The soil is sandy and porous and does not contain humus. Such soil is found in mountainous region of the country, such as Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, Eastern Hill Ranges, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, and Jammu Kashmir states. Desert soil. Such soil is found in the arid and semi-arid region of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Punjab, and Haryana. The soil here is most alkaline as has less humus content. Agriculture has been made possible in such soil only through irrigation. Thus, a large diversity in soils of nation is seen due to diversity in climate and relief features.